Hey, what's up? What is welcome to the video by so today we're going to be watching some of the new big changes to the map adjustments that have been made to Identity 5. I don't know if they have already been implemented. I haven't opened the game yet, but we should be able to see next time we play, which should be next video. And that reminds me, I am very sorry for taking a long, well, kind of long break, a little bit over a week. For those of you who don't know, I'm a doctor in real life. But if you're new to the channel and you don't care about any of that stuff, I'm going to explain in this video why these changes are, as I said before, big. They are being, described as big changes, and we're going to see if that is true and how they will impact the game for both survivors and hunters alike. We are Hunter Mates in the channel, for those of you who don't know, so this should be very fun. And without further ado, and not to waste much more of your time, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first big map change is, oh, okay, this is interesting. So they are getting, wait, I have to pause. I have to pause here. I'm really sorry. I know it's already been just a few seconds, but I have to pause. That change in the middle of Ant's factory, it's pretty major, because that area is known for the 3 pallets, right? It's a 3 pallets area where a lot of survivors can just dodge and do a lot of crazy stuff with those pallets. There's also Cypher there, so it's meant to be a really protected space, and I'm a little bit surprised that they are getting rid of one of those pallets. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not complaining. I'm a Hunter main, of course. We are Hunter mains in the channel, Hunter mains for life. But I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised by the fact that they are getting rid of that palette. I would have thought, they would have done something different there. Maybe add another entrance, but not get rid of one of those pallets. I think it's a major change. I wonder it will benefit hunters a lot, and survivors. You're gonna have to be really careful now in that area, because you're gonna have one less pallet, and one less pallet means probably around 10 to 15 less seconds of kiting in general, unless you're really good. But yeah, you're gonna need to practice your kiting in this new area, because a lot of survivors have already wired up in their brains the fact that there's a pallet there. So take it from me, as a Hunter main, you are going to want to practice that new area, okay? Oh, and I can see here that they're getting rid of the pallet that happens when you drop down from the second story of Sacred Heart Hospital. Also pretty much a change, because that pallet is pretty annoying, I have to say, especially in tarot mode. I think, again, I'm not really sure what the logic is behind these decisions. I mean, again, I am not complaining. I'm definitely not complaining, but I do have to say it's a little bit of a good surprise for me to see that these are the changes that they decided to make. Yep, again, another perspective, changing the same thing. What about here? Ooh, wait, I have to pause. This one's interesting. Okay, so this one's interesting because this Cypher over here is, I don't know if you guys know this, but I consider this one a pretty weak Cypher. For the reason that if you look back here, you can see that Cypher is pretty much unprotected. Like, you have a lot of wall, but to your right side of your decoding. If you're looking at this from the survivor's perspective, to the right side, there's a lot of walls. But they don't really help you much, and you're really exposed on your left side. So most hunters will come from the left side, because, it's the easy way. So actually, the fact that they are putting the new wall right in the middle, as we can see here, I think it's pretty major. Like, it's a good balance, and now there's a window there. So this Cypher is definitely not as weak as it was before, and it's definitely going to be a major game changer, for a major pace of game changer, so hunters, you're gonna really need to step up your game for this palette in particular. A lot of hunters are gonna suffer from the fact that this Cypher has been changed, but hopefully you're gonna be able to manage. In the next videos, if we ever encounter this wall, I'll show some tips and tricks for Antonio, because I'm thinking of quite a few, to be fair, tips and tricks for Antonio on this new Cypher here. But yeah, generally speaking, Hunter mains, just as with survivor mains, you Hunter mains in this Cypher, you're gonna have to change your way of thinking. You're gonna have to change your way of approaching this Cypher, because this is a pretty major change. I think they are balancing in general Sacred Heart Hospital because they nerfed the palette and now they gave that wall. Now here, this is interesting. The wall is a little bit closer to the window. I have no idea why that. Wait. No way. Hang on a minute. Am I seeing this correctly? Are my eyes not deceiving me? They are actually getting rid of that palette. Wow. Okay, I do have to say this is not something I would have expected from NetEase to do. I really was not expecting this palette to get taken care of. Now that is a really major pace changer. This is a really major game changer. Games in Leo's memory are not going to be the same after this change. I promise you. That's going to be on my channel. Games will never be the same after these changes. Wow. For a game that is mostly considered to be survival sided, it's pretty interesting to see that they're getting rid of this palette, which is a major help for kiting for survivors. And the fact that I don't know if they're implemented already, but if they're thinking of changing it, bro, they must be getting some aggressive feedback because that one palette is really, really bad. Like, it's a really bad palette for hunters. I'm speaking as a hunter main. It's a really bad palette. I'm not getting rid of it. Now, that is definitely going to decrease your kiting time by a lot because that palette gives you a bunch of attitude. And like, you may be thinking, oh, well, it's just, a few seconds of more kiting. No, because that palette gives you enough time to jump the window and you can do another loop. So the fact that they're getting rid of that palette cuts your overall kiting time by a lot. Okay? Like, for those of us who do the math, unfortunately, it's definitely like a major change. I really was not expecting this to be one of the changes, but I have to say, as a hunter main, I am really sorry for you survival mains, but as a hunter main, I am very happy to see this change. Another perspective, yep. Oh, and they're adding some more boxes. Okay, that's fair. What is this? And now we have an entrance there. Okay, so okay, wait. I have to pause. I'm sorry for pausing every time, but I told you I was gonna give you an analysis on every one of these changes. So here we can see that they are giving this area a new entrance, which is odd, I have to say. Okay, I have not played the game in a while. Did they change the ramp? Because there used to be a ramp there. I know there's not a ramp there. So again, not sure what this all is about, but the fact that they're giving an entrance to this part is definitely something major. Now you have two entrances to the boats instead of just one from the, I guess you could say, the playground side. Major game changer, which will make chases for hunters a lot shorter, and survivors are not going to be able to juke and loop as much as they did. So I have to say, these changes are definitely coming from a hunter main at NetEase, because wow, it's just, I'm actually surprised that they're giving hunters an easier time kiting, because some of these areas, as I said, were really unfair. For example, the middle area in Leo's memory, that one pallet, sorry, the middle area in Arms Factory, that pallet in Leo's memory, and now the boat. We hunter mains are feasting tonight. And as we can see also here, they are adding a pallet here. I think it's a good balance. That area was pretty weak. Another pallet will extend the kiting time. What about here? Ooh, they are... Okay, so they are... Wait, let me see this part. Are they adding a ramp? Or are they just removing... Interesting. So... Okay, so this is interesting as a hunter main, because this area is known for trapping survivors. So I think they are buffing survivors in this area, if I'm seeing this correctly. If I'm analyzing this correctly, because, like, Moonlit River Park, it's pretty survival-sided in a way. So it's a little bit interesting that they're giving this to them. Now they are not gonna be trapped in this area. They have many places to jump from. Now you're not gonna need the acrobat to. Oh, actually, this may be a buff for hunters against acrobat. Now that I think about it, so you can look at this from two different ways. So you can view this as a survival main. They're giving you an escape route, and you don't get trapped there. And as a hunter main, if you ever get a an acrobat here, you can just go down now, which is definitely a major help. So I think this is a good thing overall for the gameplay. I don't know how needed this was, but I think it's a really good change for both survivors and hunters. So both survivors and hunters can definitely benefit from this. And we're seeing the same thing here. Now you have an escape. Yeah, because survivors will get trapped there every now and then. Another one, yeah, of course. I mean, it's only natural. I thought they were gonna add a ramp, but no. What about here? They're adding a pallet there? Why? There's already too many pallets there, bro. Come on. That's not fair. Okay, here's where my hunter main side comes out. This is not fair anymore. But at the same time, that one, I guess that one place, that one area, it was pretty weak. But still, like, I don't know. I don't think it deserved one pallet there, to be completely honest. Like, there's already the slides. There's already those 3 pallets over there. I really don't think it was necessary, but, well, what do I know? What about here? Oh, that's something they're adding stuff here. They're adding stuff here. This is... Okay, now, here is where my hunter main side comes up. Why? I mean, I guess you can argue that this area is pretty weak. But Moonlit River Park in general is already pretty survival-sided. You know, with the roller coaster, the acrobat thing, which they kind of nerfed, but just roller coaster in general, the enormous amount of pallets, the clown house, you know, it's just. And now they're adding more stuff to it. The fact that there are more windows and walls, nah, bro. I really don't think this particular wall was needed here. Moonlit River Park is going to be the bane of all hunters from now on. Like, hunter mains, really, you need to be really careful here. You need to get used to this new Moonlit River Park. I tell you now. Again, same perspective. Well, different perspective for the same place. Please don't tell me they're adding more stuff here, and they are adding more stuff. There's a new pallet. Hello. So they traded. It seems like they're trading all the pallets that they took care of from the other maps, and they are bringing them here. Come on, this is not. Oh, okay. Now you're just joking with me, no? Okay, so they are just deciding to give survivors all the pallets that they got rid of from the other maps. So, pretty much a game changer, I have to say. Will change the pace on Moonlit River Park. It's going to be more survival-sided from now on. I cannot say I'm happy about it as Hunter main, but I don't know. I guess it will change the dynamic, so I don't know. Maybe it will be good in the long run. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it from all of you, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.